Family viewers, hope so you will be fine. जुलियाना उस्मान आपकी खिदमत में हाजिर है एंड यू आर वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। सो हम बात कर रहे थे ऐसे राइटिंग की, ठीक है। ऐसे राइटिंग में मैंने आपको एक ऐसे टॉपिक दिया था, इट वाज राइट्स ऑफ वुमेन इन इस्लाम एज कंपेयर टू अदर सिविलाइजेशन। It means we have to compare other civilization, then we have to explain the rights of women in Islam. I can explain it further कि you have to discuss the position of women in other civilization, and later on you have to discuss about the status of women in Islam. So yesterday I have explained to you that what was the position of women in other civilization. I have discussed Jew civilization, Hindu civilization, Babylonian civilization and Chinese civilization, etc, etc. And I have also told you about introduction, as I have told you that introduction must be strong. So that was the first part. Actually, due to light, I have decided that I will make this video in several parts. So the next part is rights of women in Islam. हमने कल जो है we have discussed the women position in different civilization. Now we will discuss about rights of women in Islam. All right. This is the second part of this video. So there are different rights in Islam about women. Islam gives them the spiritual rights. Islam has given the economic rights to women. Islam has given the social rights. Islam has given education rights to women, and Islam has given political rights, and Islam has given the legal rights to the women. These all rights are given by Islam to women, which has never ever been given by any other civilization and by any other religion. Islam was the only one religion which has defined the status of women, and it raised the status of women in every aspect of life. So let's discuss these rights one by one. I will explain you first the spiritual right, then we will go to economic, then social. You must remember one thing, that social rights are divided in different parts. Rights of wife, rights of daughter, rights of sister. Okay, in this way I will explain all the aspects of social rights of women in Islam. Afterwards we will discuss education rights of women in Islam, then political, and at the last the legal rights will be discussed. So let's come to the spiritual right. I will explain it in detail. So first of all we will discuss about the spiritual rights of women in Islam. ठीक है, spiritual means रूहानी. Spiritual men and women are equal in the definition of Islam. Islam जो है कहता है कि रूहानी तौर पर मेल एंड फीमेल आर इक्वल. अच्छा, who is superior before Allah? The person who follows pious life, who follows piety. जो इंसान तकवा को फॉलो करता है, तकवा मीन्स टू लीड अ पायस लाइफ. द पर्सन हु इज वेदर मेल और फीमेल, इफ ही फॉलोज द पाथ ऑफ दिस वर्ड तकवा, देन ही इज सुपीरियर इन द आईज ऑफ अल्लाह. यानी कि अल्लाह की नज़र में वो शख्स जो है पाकबाज है, सुपीरियर है, जो तकवा के रास्ते पर जाता है, अब चाहे वो मर्द हो या औरत हो. इस्लाम doesn't make any difference between male and female. So the third point is The West considers that जन्नत is only for men. वेस्ट कहता है कि जो जन्नत है वो सिर्फ मर्दों के लिए है, बट इस्लाम डिक्लेयर्स दिस कॉन्सेप्ट कम्प्लीटली नल एंड वॉइड। लेकिन इस्लाम जो है, जो जन्नत की अथॉरिटी सिर्फ जो मेल को दी गई है, इस्लाम डिक्लेयर्स दिस कॉन्सेप्ट नल एंड वॉइड। इस्लाम जो है इस कॉन्सेप्ट को कम्प्लीटली कल अदम करार दे देता है, नहीं मानता है। ठीक है। अच्छा कुरान में तो खैर नहीं है, ये हदीस है। इस्लाम क्या कहता है? इस्लाम से जन्नत इज अंडर द फीट ऑफ मदर, यानी कि जन्नत माँ के कदमों के नीचे है। ये नहीं कहा गया है कि जन्नत बाप के कदमों के नीचे है। इट मीन स्पिरिचुअली इस्लाम रेजेस द स्टेटस ऑफ वुमेन। अच्छा, कुरान की अगर हम आयत है एक, ये सूरह नहल की आयत है। Now in Quran chapter 4, which is about Surah Nisa, and the verse number 124, that if you do deeds of righteous, be it a male or a female। क्या मतलब है कि अगर तुम अच्छे काम करते हो, पाकबाजी के काम करते हो, अब चाहे वो मर्द हो या औरत हो, and has faith, और वो ईमान रखता हो, he will surely enter into जन्नत, वो यकीनन जन्नत में दाखिल होगा। So you can see here that the जन्नत is not fixed for men and not for women। जन्नत is only for those people who do righteous deed। ठीक है, वो लोग जो के पाकबाजी के अमाल करते हैं, तकवा पर चलते हैं, जन्नत उनके लिए है। And has faith, or who have great faith, he will surely enter into Jannat, and not the least of injustice will be done to them। और उनके साथ वहाँ पर कोई नाइंसाफ़ी नहीं की जाएगी, क्योंकि अल्लाह ताला सबको बराबर के राइट देगा। जैसे उनके अमाल होंगे they will get। ठीक है, जो बोएंगे वही काटेंगे। So the same message has been repeated in chapter 16 verse 97, and chapter 16 of Quran, do you know, it is Surah Nahl। Surah An-Nahl कर दें आपको। You have to give references of these verses so as your essay could get strengthened। As I have explained you yesterday about Jewish theory and about Christian theory about the status of women, that they considered that Bibi Hawa was responsible for the commission of mistake, and due to her, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam made mistake and he was gotten out from Jannah on the order of Allah। But Islam doesn't consider responsible only Bibi Hawa for this mistake। ठीक है, जो यहूदी थे और जो क्रिश्चियन थे वो ये समझते हैं कि बीबी हवा वॉज रिस्पॉन्सिबल जन्नत से निकलने के लिए। उसने हज़रत आदम अलैहिस्सलाम को बहकाया था, बट द कुरान डिक्लेयर्स दिस कॉन्सेप्ट नल एंड वॉइड। हमें कुरान की ये सूरत नजर आ रही है। कुरान कहता है कि दोनों जिम्मेदार थे, बोथ ऑफ देम मेड मिस्टेक्स, यानी कि दोनों ने गलती की थी, एंड बोथ ऑफ देम रिपेंटेड, और दोनों ने पछताया, दोनों ने तौबा की, एंड बोथ ऑफ देम वर फॉरगिवन, और दोनों को बख्श दिया गया, बिकॉज दे रिपेंटेड, दैट इज व्हाई दे वर फॉरगिवन। So this has been explained in chapter 7 verse 19 to 27, and the chapter 7 का मतलब है कि I am talking about Surah Arafat, it means the heights। ठीक है, इसको इंग्लिश में अरफात को द हाइट्स कहा जाता है। सो हमें पता चल गया कि either the person is male or a female, both were responsible in the view of Allah because both have committed mistake। Islam is not making Islam is not saying like Jews or like Christians that only women is responsible for ruin. In Islam, no one is superior. The person caste is not important. The person nation is not important. The person's color is not important. The person's language is not important. Only the person who is superior, who follows taqwa. अब चाहे वो मेल हो या फीमेल हो, चाहे वो किसी भी जात से, किसी भी कास्ट से, किसी भी वतन से, किसी कैसा भी उसका कलर हो, कैसी भी उसकी लैंग्वेज हो, कोई इंपॉर्टेंस अल्लाह के लिए बात नहीं रखती है. ओनली द पर्सन हु फॉलोज तकवा, सिर्फ वो शख्स जो कि तकवा को फॉलो करता है, अब वो चाहे मर्द और औरत हो, वो अल्लाह की नज़र में सुपीरियर है. ठीक है. सो नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन मैन एंड वेमेन, बिकॉज मैन एंड वेमेन आर रिलेटेड टू सेम फैमिली. यहाँ सेम फैमिली से क्या मुराद है? बिकॉज दे आर ऑफस्प्रिंग ऑफ हजरत आदम एंड बीबी हवा. बीबी हवा को आप इस तरह स्पेल कीजिएगा इंग्लिश में. ठीक है. इन अदर वर्ड्स विच इज सूरह अहज़ाब, एंड chronologically it is in chapter 33 verse 35. अगर हम सूरह अहज़ाब में भी देखें तो अल्लाह ताला ने कहा है the person who is patient, यानी कि वो शख्स जो कि सब्र करने वाला हो. the person who is humble, वो शख्स जो कि आजिज़ी पसंद हो. the person who is believer, मतलब वो शख्स जो कि ईमान लाने वाला हो. the person who constant, वो पर्सन जो कि मुस्तकिल मिजाज हो. the person who have guard their chastity, मतलब ऐसे अशखास जो कि अपनी हया को बरकरार रखते हैं और पाकदामनी इख्तियार करते हैं. एंड दे एंगेज इन अल्लाह's praise, और वो हमावक्त अल्लाह की तारीफ में मशगूल रहते हैं. अल्लाह विल अवॉर्ड हिम फॉरगिवनेस एंड एम्पल ऑफ रिवॉर्ड. अल्लाह उसे बख्श देगा और उसे बहुत सारे इनामात से नवाजेगा. क्या आपने कहीं पर भी ये नोट किया दैट Almighty Allah is saying this thing only for a one gender? No. अल्लाह ने ये दोनों जेंडर्स के लिए कहा है. अल्लाह ने नहीं कहा है कि इसका हकदार मेल होगा या इसकी हकदार फीमेल होगी. अल्लाह हैज नेवर सेड लाइक दिस. अल्लाह हैज सेड, अल्लाह हैज गिवन अ जनरल मैसेज. So the person who is patient, either he is male or female, the man or woman who is humble. अच्छा, आयत कुछ इस तरह है. The man or woman who is patient, the man or woman who is humble, the man or woman who is believer, the man or woman who is constant, the man or woman who guards their chastity, and the men and women who engage much in Allah's praise, and the men and the women who follows pious life. Allah will award him forgiveness and will award him ample of rewards. ठीक है. तो ये किसी खास जेंडर के लिए नहीं है, बट दिस थिंग इज फॉर बोथ द जेंडर. इन Allah's eyes both men and women are equal. All human beings are equal because they have been created by Almighty Allah. They have not been created by any other personality, but they are the, so we can say Almighty Allah is the creator of both genders. So let's come to other points. So these were the spiritual rights of women, spiritual position of women which has been mentioned by Islam. So we can imagine that how Islam has elevated the spiritual status of women, which is different than other civilizations. Let's come to other rights, which is economic rights of women. I will explain you like this. Okay, so now we will discuss about the economic rights of women in Islam, that what Islam has given her economic rights. So let's come to our points. Do you know in Europe up to 19th century the women did not enjoy the property right. Women के पास कोई property right नहीं था. And in Britain up to 1860 Britain has given in 1860 some rights to women under this act, and this act was called Married Women Property Act 1860. यानी कि according to Married Women Property Act 1860, women were given few rights about the matter of ownership. Otherwise, they did not enjoy their rights. Okay, in Germany, up to 1922, wife was not able to control her property. Means wife could not become the owner of property. Wife could not enjoy the rights of ownership. She was deprived of the rights of ownership. But Islam was the first religion which has given economic rights to women. The lady who is adult, whether she is married or unmarried, she can own her property if she possesses. ठीक है? And before marriage, it was the duty of father and brother to endure her all financial burdens. And after marriage, it is the duty of husband and son to give her lodging, boarding, then cooking and dressing, clothing. ठीक है? तो इस्लाम में जो है एक दफ़ा लड़की बालिग हो जाए, she can marry, वो शादी भी कर सकती है, she can hold property, वो जो है कोई प्रॉपर्टी रख सकती है, और she will not be compelled to do work. उसे जो है काम पर मजबूर नहीं किया जाएगा. It is the duty of her father and brother before marriage to endure her financial burden, and after marriage this duty transfers to husband and son. All right, and she will not be compelled to do any work. She can do home chores, but the financial duty will not be shouldered upon him. In no single hadith and words it has been mentioned that the women will work, but Islam allows her to do work if she wants. It means it is on her will that whether she wants to do work or not. All right, you know well that at the time of nikah she is given meher, and it is a gift from the husband side for his wife, that he gives him meher as a gift. So the Quranic chapter 4 verses 4, chapter 4 Surah Nisa and its verse 4 says about it, give to women in marriage a dower as a gift. यानी कि अपनी औरतों को महर दिया करो तोहफे के तौर पर, इनके तोहफे को वापस आप नहीं ले सकते हैं. She has been given the right to inheritance. विरासत में इसको हक दिया गया है. The chapter 4 सूरह निसा verse 11 and 12. आप जो है आयत नंबर 11 और 12 में इसकी डिटेल आयत भी तलाश कर सकते हैं कि कैसे जो है औरत को कितना शेयर दिया गया है. जैसे कि बेटी को जो है 1/4 दिया गया है, बेटे से मतलब आधा कम, बेवा को भी दिया गया है, माँ को भी दिया गया है, बहन को भी दिया गया है. These all rights have been all shares have been mentioned in chapter 4 verse 11 and 12. All right, so now we will discuss about other rights. ठीक है, now we will discuss about social rights of women in Islam. As I have told you earlier that social rights have been divided in different categories. The rights of daughters, क्योंकि बेटी भी एक लड़की है. The rights of wife, wife भी एक औरत है. Rights of mother in Islam, mother is also a woman. And the rights of sisters in Islam. So the social rights mentioned in Islam about women have been categorized here. So first of all, we will discuss about the rights of daughters in Islam, and rest of categories will be discussed later. So let's come to the rights of daughters. As I have told you that before marriage, it was the duty of father and brother to endure all financial burdens of women. So the Quran says in this regard, chapter 81 of Quran in verse 8 to 9, and when the female infant का मतलब क्या है, यहाँ ऐसी बच्ची जो शी ख्वार हो, and when the female infant buried alive is questioned. You know well that before Islam the girls were buried alive. लड़कियों को जिंदा दफन किया जाता था. If the child is female, she used to be buried alive. So that is why the Quran says about this outdated custom, that when the female infant buried alive is questioned for what crime she was killed. इसका मतलब है कि कुरान कहता है कि जब वो बच्ची जिसको तुमने दफन किया, जिंदा दफन किया, she will be questioned at the day of judgment. उसको क़यामत के दिन उससे पूछा जाएगा that for what crime she was buried, कि किस जुर्म की सज़ा में, किस जुर्म की पादाइश में उसे दफन किया गया था. ठीक है, तो आप समझ सकते हैं कि अल्लाह will never do injustice. Allah will make just with that girl. Similarly, Holy Prophet peace be upon him said, whosoever has a daughter, यानी कि ऐसा शख्स जिसकी बेटी है, and he does not bury, और वो उसे दफन नहीं करता, does not insult, वो उसकी बेइज्जती नहीं करता, and does not favor his son over her. Okay, we are talking about a daughter, that is why, and you have to be very careful about these things, because the examiner will check these mistakes. God will enter him into paradise. इसका मतलब है कि ऐसा शख्स जिसकी एक बेटी है और वो उसको जिंदा दफन नहीं करता, वो उसको इंसल्ट भी नहीं करता, वो बेटी पर बेटे को तरजीह भी नहीं देता, अल्लाह ताला उसके लिए क्या मुकाम देंगे? गॉड विल गिव हिम पैराडाइज. अल्लाह ताला उसे जन्नत अता करेंगे. एंड दिस इज अ ग्रेट गिफ्ट फ्रॉम अल्लाह. Similarly, again Holy Prophet said that whosoever supports two daughters, जो भी शख्स जो है दो बेटियों को सपोर्ट करता है, till they mature, जब तक कि वो mature न हो जाएं, बालिग न हो जाएं, he and I will come in the day of judgment. तो मैं और वो शख्स जिसकी दो बेटियां हैं और जिसने अच्छी तरह अपनी बेटियों की केयर की है, वो और मैं क़यामत के दिन आएंगे as this, and he pointed with his fingers held together. यानी कि हुज़ूर पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा कि जिसकी भी दो बेटियां हैं और उसने उसकी अच्छी परवरिश की, तो मैं और वो क़यामत के दिन बिल्कुल कैसे होंगे. एंड ही पॉइंटेड आउट बाय दीज फिंगर्स. तो उन्होंने ये इशारा किया कि मेरी और उस शख्स की पोजीशन इस तरह होंगी, यानी कि एक साथ हुज़ूर पाक सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम और वो शख्स बैठे हुए होंगे. ठीक है, सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड नाउ कि हाउ वुमेन हैज़ बीन एलिवेटेड इन इस्लाम, किस तरह वो शख्स हुजूर पाक के बराबर बैठेगा. He will sit beside Holy Prophet peace be upon him, because he has nurtured that child who was daughter. Okay, so these were the social rights of women in Islam, and I have discussed the status of daughter and also mentioned you the rights of daughter in the light of Quran and Hadith. So let's come to other rights, the rights of wife in Islam, the rights of mother in Islam, the rights of sisters in Islam. But these rights will be discussed tomorrow, because it is the time of load shedding and I have no control on light, because my board will be dark, so I will not be able to continue this session. So I will explain you these things, but in tomorrow's video you can say you can watch other things in my other videos. Inshallah I will do the same but next. So, but don't forget to subscribe my channel and watch my videos fully and learn on daily basis. And I have explained you essay which is too long, because I know that what are the issues of ESS candidates. That is why I am explaining each and everything in detail, so as you should not be confused. I hope so you like my video, and तब तक के लिए आप जुलियाना उस्मान को इजाज़त दीजिए, but hit the bell icon so as you may receive my other knowledgeable videos. Allah Hafiz.